come here. Come even closer. Because we need to talk about something. We need to talk about something very important. And I want to set the record straight. Over the past couple of weeks, I've had a lot of comments coming my way from clients about things that we've posted on social media or just that come up in client sessions. And like I said, I want to set the record straight. So, I'm Megan. I'm a trainer. I'm a dietitian here at Fitness Lying Down. And I am here to give you some food freedom, to give you some advice, to give you some assistance, because there's a lot of diet culture rearing its ugly, ugly head. It's seeping into some of the conversations that I've had with clients, and I want to shut that down right now. So, first thing, a couple weeks ago, I posted a reel about a breakfast sandwich that brings me so much joy. Oh, this breakfast sandwich is so scrumptious. And I made this breakfast sandwich with an everything bagel. And the shock and the surprise of clients saying, I can't believe a dietitian eats a bagel. You eat the whole thing? Do you eat it all? Do you just record yourself eating the first bite and then you don't eat the rest? No, I eat that whole thing. I eat the entire bagel. You have permission to eat the entire bagel if you like bagels. And so where a lot of this kind of comes into play is there's some nuggets of truth. And those nuggets of truth are, yes, bagels can be a little bit higher in calories. Yes, they can be higher in carbohydrates. But is that a bad thing? And I would like to say it depends. That's my infamous answer for everything. It depends on that context. It depends on what your goals are. It depends on what the rest of your day looks like. For me, if I have that breakfast sandwich in the morning, I know that I am set for a good chunk of the day. So if I know that my lunchtime is going to be pushed off for whatever reason, if there's something else going on during the day, I know that if I have that bagel sandwich, that breakfast sandwich, I'm going to be satisfied and I'm not going to feel ravenous by the time lunch rolls around, and then I feel out of control and I'm just bringing anything and everything because I'm so hungry. So if that resonates with you, you probably need a little bit more at your meals if you're getting ravenous before the next one. So maybe that means eating the whole bagel. The other thing that I want to talk about as well is foods that are too high in calories. So if you've been avoiding egg yolks because they're too high in calories, if you've been drinking more almond milk, more oat milk in your protein, in your overnight oats, in, whatever during the day, because cow's milk has too many calories coming in, I would say again, it's kind of the same thing with the bagel. Well, maybe it might be, too many calories for your needs, but chances are you probably need them. And when we think about, again, the other nutrition pieces that are coming with those food sources, so again, if you take an egg yolk, for example, egg whites, that's pretty much straight up protein. There's some vitamins and minerals in it, but if you look at egg yolks compared to the egg whites, the egg yolks, that's where all of that yummy, fantastic nutrition is going to be found. All of those soluble vitamins, all of those minerals, all of that good nutrition is going to be found in the yolk. Yes, we're going to get some protein from the whites, but again, there's so much other nutrition. You get such a bang for your buck in the entire thing. Same thing when it comes to dairy versus non-dairy alternatives. The only time that I would advise somebody to not use dairy is if you have issues with dairy, if you have GI issues, if you have allergy issues, if it does not feel good in your body, if it causes inflammation, etc. That's the only time where I would really say, definitely don't do it. But again, we're getting more protein, we're getting more fat, and again, more often than not, people need more of that anyway. So if we're cutting corners here and there, in some situations that might be advisable, but chances are probably not. And again, talk about just missing out on bang for your buck. And then the other thing too that I've been hearing people say is, especially now that it's getting into the holiday season, and tips for avoiding overeating. And one person was sharing with me that they were advised at one point about eating foods with as little seasoning as possible, eating it as plain, as bland as possible. Because if you don't like your food, you're not going to overeat it. You're not going to eat a lot of it. And I'm here to tell you that that is not very good advice. If you struggle with overeating, there's many other ideas and tips to help with that. And I'm going to give you a few right now. So if you've been not seasoning your food because you want it to be bland and boring so you don't overeat it, let's change a couple things around. So big tips that I often tell clients is we want to have some variety coming in. So if we can get some protein, if we can get some fat, if we can get some fiber, if we can get some color, if we can cross off more of those kind of nutritional bases, you're probably going to be more satisfied. Sometimes people overeat things because we're missing out in nutrition in some areas, so our body's telling us to keep eating more because we need more nutrients coming in. But if we don't have a ton of variety, then we're not really able to satisfy that. And so if you struggle with this, please come see me for a session because I can definitely help you with this without having to just eat plain, boring food. Season your food. Enjoy it. Because if we don't enjoy it, we're going to have this sense of missing out, this sense of restriction, and that often sometimes can put people into a tailspin. And again, just kind of feeds this whole diet culture, this whole self-criticism when it comes to following through on goals. And I'm here to tell you that you can have a life and you can still be serious about your goals. I can help you do that. Okay, cool. So now that you know better, let's go out and do better so we can all be better.